especially with AI, the very smart, super intelligent AI of the future, there will be very profound issues about making sure that they say what they say and not pretend to be something else.
Jesus Christ.
Which is like this, which goes like this. It says, you may not take interest in politics, but politics will take interest in you. So the same applies to AI many times over. And in particular, I think that by simply using AI and looking at what the best AI of today can do, you get an intuition. You get an intuition. And as AI continues to improve in 1 year, in 2 years, in 3 years, the intuition will become stronger. And a lot of the things that we are talking about now, they will become much more real. They'll become less imaginary. In the end of the
Yeah.
day, no amount of essays and explanations can compete with what we see with our own senses, with our own two eyes. And especially with AI, the very smart, super intelligent AI of the future, there will be very profound issues about making sure that they say what they say and not pretend to be something else.
Jesus Christ.
And I'm really condensing a
Skynet.
lot into a
Jesus
small
Christ.
amount of information here, in time here. But all
The issue with this is that we can't even go back now. We can't even put the brakes on it because it's already a race from from different countries and different companies, different organizations, whether it's funded by the government or just privatized. It's just everybody's got their hands in it and they don't want to stop because they want to be the next big thing. They want to be the revolutionary key to why AI revolutionizes the rest of the world. And so one company doesn't want the other one to beat them to it because one, it's capital, two, it's control, and three, it's just there's so much profound power behind it, and that so the government is actually pushing them for it. So when people want these like regulations or to stop AI or maybe we could slow the brakes, there is no slowing the brakes. Like there's no going back after this. Like people don't realize that like you can't just say, hey, let's stop and let's reconsider things and everyone's gonna stop it. That's not gonna happen. You know what I mean? Especially like China. Look at these other countries that just like, rule by their own rules, or they govern themselves differently. And they don't really care about what the rest of the world has to say. They're still gonna do it. So if they're gonna do it, we're gonna do it. It's like this is a new era in our world where it's like the Cold War. This is a race for, it's rather than a race for going to the moon, it's a race for AI. When we were racing to develop the nuclear bomb during World War II, it's like that. Now it's, instead of the nuclear bomb, it's for AI. And it's like we want to be the first to do it because then we have the power, we have the control, and then we have the capitalization on it. The only thing is we don't know the consequences. I mean, we can look at movies to see the consequences. We could see, we could hypothesize and theorize what could happen, what will happen. But I mean, I think it's going to come to a point where they're going to have to have some sort of agreement, if they can come to an agreement between all of the superpowers of the world, where they need to agree on, like, okay, well, we need to set down some rules, we need to set down some regulations because you know this something's gonna happen. But it looks like that's not happening anytime soon. There's no brakes on it. They're just gonna keep going and going until we reach the super intelligence that they're trying to achieve.
overall, by simply looking at what AI can do, not ignoring it.
And the thing is that there is, I do see the benefit of it, um not just the consequences. I do see the benefit of it, that in the fact that, like, why do we need to have why do we need to work if we can have someone else do the work for us? Like, I don't think life should be a life lived solely for work. Like, I've always been very, very an advocate to like live your life on your own terms and to like enjoy life. whether it be spending with family, exploring, going on adventures, learning a new language, developing relationships, doing all these different things that you're not able to do when you're working like a dog. And if AI can take all of our jobs, that'd be great. Like, you know what I mean? As long as we can come to a conclusion that of like what will happen, like what will we no longer use capital then? Like, will money no longer be an issue because people are no longer making any money, you know? But I think it would give us so much leisure time that we would all become artists. We'd essentially all, you know, we'd all be able to explore all of our creativity and things that interest us at our own pace. And I think that's the beautiful thing about it, you know? I have so many projects and so many ideas that I want to accomplish, but I just can't do it because I'm just like, my mind's all over the place. You know, I gotta make money for this. I gotta pay my bills. I gotta, take care of my family. I gotta take care of my dog. I gotta do this, but it just puts a hindrance on what I want to do. So I do see the benefit of it, but we really don't know what we're getting into.
When the time comes, that will generate the energy that's required to overcome the huge challenge that AI will pose. And the challenge that AI poses, in some sense, is the greatest challenge of humanity ever. And overcoming it will also bring the greatest reward. And in some sense, whether you like it or not, your life is going to be affected by AI to a great extent.
Yeah,
And so looking
100%.
at it, paying attention, and then generating the energy to solve the problems that will come up, that's going to be the main thing.
So that was Ilya's view. But to understand the full debate, I want you to watch this interview clip of Eric Schmidt, where he talks about a much broader impact of AI on human lives in the coming years. Watch this.
Okay, so we believe as an industry that in the next 1 year, the vast majority of programmers will be replaced by AI programmers.
Yeah,
We
that's
also
already
believe
happening.
that within 1 year, you will have graduate level mathematicians that are at the tippy top of graduate math programs. There's lots of reasons to think this is going to happen. This is the consensus. You go, okay, well, that's pretty interesting. Now, I can't do that kind of math. Very few people can do that math. How can the computer do that math better than anybody else? To some degree, it's because math has a simpler language than human language. So the way these algorithms actually work is they're doing essentially word prediction. So you take a sentence, you take a word out, and then it learns how to put the correct word back in. This is called the loss function. And it's optimized to do that at a scale that's unimaginable to us as humans. So you do the same thing for math. But there you use a conjecture and then a proof format through a protocol called lean. In programming, it's pretty simple. You just keep writing code until you pass the programming test. So strangely, the first question I always ask programmers is, what language do you program in? And the correct answer is it doesn't matter. Because you're trying to design for an outcome, you don't care what code is generated by the computer. This is a whole new world, okay? So that's 1 year, okay? What happens in 2 years? Well, I've just told you about reasoning, and I've told you about programming, and I've told you about math. Programming plus math are the basis of sort of our whole digital world. So the evidence and the claims from the research groups in OpenAI and Anthropic and so forth is that they're now somewhere around 10 or 20% of the code that they're developing in their research programs is being generated by the computer.
Mm.
That's called recursive self-improvement, is the technical term. So what happens when this thing starts to scale? Well, a lot.
The craziest thing is the funniest thing is that like when AI was AI's kind of always been around like from like the very basic level like many years ago. But the AI that we're with now where it's been making waves um like artistically, like that was kind of like the first thing, right? Like when it was started producing like images and videos, like very in the beginning of it when we were like what was this, like 5 to 10 years ago or something like that. I can't keep up, but when it was first happening, my friends were not laughing, but we were talking about how like I'm an artist, right? And I make videos and and I do photography, so I'll do photos and stuff. So we were all saying how like it was crazy how AI, we thought it would replace different jobs, but the first jobs or the first people that it was coming after were the artists. And that sucked. That sucked for me. That sucked for, photographers, graphic designers, like now, like videographers or filmmakers or stuff like that, right? But now it's starting to come for now. They're AI is programming, so now my friends that are coders or programmers now they're worried that they might lose their jobs and they might need to look at some sort of alternative to make money. And it's just the AI is just getting bigger and bigger and stronger and just more intelligent. I mean, it's doing like full stack, you know, uh, engineering where it's programming it, making programs like from scratch, which is completely insane. It's writing code. These people can rely on it, so why not just eliminate the jobs that of people that were writing the code previously?